A Brave Little Ladybug and the Lost Butterfly. A heartwarming bedtime story. Hello, little dreamer. Are you all snuggled in your blanket? Is your pillow nice and soft beneath your head? Good, because tonight I'm going to tell you a gentle story about someone very small, but very, very brave. It begins on a summer evening, just as the golden sun was yawning in the sky and beginning to tuck itself behind the trees. The garden was peaceful. The flowers were still blooming in colors of red, yellow, and violet, and a warm breeze danced quietly through the tall grass. All the creatures of the garden were settling in for the night. The bees had stopped buzzing, the frogs had started humming, and the crickets were tuning up their nighttime songs. But not everyone was ready for bed just yet. Up above a row of lavender bushes, a little butterfly with soft silvery wings was fluttering about with delight. She had delicate pink spots on each wing, and every time she flew, she sparkled just a little in the sun's last light. Her name was Bella. Bella the butterfly loved to explore. She zipped through the rose bushes, danced above the daisies, and twirled between blades of grass like she was painting the air with her wings. "Oh, how big and beautiful the garden is," she whispered to herself. "There's so much to see." But Bella, in all her fluttering joy, didn't notice how far she was flying. She zipped left, then right, above a mossy log, behind the pond, through the honeysuckle vines, until suddenly, everything looked unfamiliar. The flowers were different, the smells were new, and the lavender bush, her home, was nowhere in sight. Bella hovered in place. She looked this way and all around. But every direction looked the same. Endless green, endless stems, endless petals. Her heart fluttered faster than her wings. "Oh no," she whispered. "I'm lost." The breeze didn't answer. The frogs kept humming. The crickets kept singing. Bella slowly landed on a soft leaf and curled her wings close around her body. She felt so small. Just then, a tiny shadow appeared beside her. "Hello?" said a tiny, gentle voice. Bella looked up. There, perched on the same leaf, was a bright red ladybug with shiny black spots and kind, curious eyes. She wore a little smile and carried herself with calm, careful confidence. "My name is Luma," the ladybug said, tilting her head. "You look a little quiet. Is everything all right?" Bella's voice trembled. "I think I flew too far from home, and now I can't find my way back." Luma blinked her round eyes and looked around. "Oh dear," she said gently. "That can feel scary." Bella nodded. "Everything looks the same. I've never been this far into the garden before." Luma stepped a little closer, her tiny feet patting gently on the leaf. "Well," she said softly, "it's a good thing I know this garden quite well. I live here, you see, and I'd be very happy to help you find your way home." Bella's eyes widened. "Really? You would?" "Of course," said Luma, brushing one of her antennae aside with a little laugh. "That's what friends do." And so, the two set off together. Bella flew just above the flowers, and Luma walked carefully along stems and leaves, her tiny wings tucked beneath her shell. The garden was getting darker now, the sky fading from gold to soft blue. But Luma's red shell with its shiny black spots stood out like a tiny lantern in the growing dusk. Bella fluttered nearby, watching for anything familiar. "Do you remember what your home looks like?" Luma asked. Bella nodded. "Yes, I live near a lavender bush. It's tall, and it smells like sleepy clouds, and there's a smooth rock nearby where I like to rest." Luma smiled. "Ah, lavender. I know where some grows. Let's follow the path past the pond and see where it takes us." They journeyed past a patch of dandelions where bees had left tiny trails of pollen behind. They tiptoed through a curtain of spider silk that shimmered like glass. They climbed over a log covered in moss that glowed faintly green. But when they reached the other side, Bella looked around and shook her head sadly. "No, this isn't it. My lavender bush isn't near those yellow lilies." Luma paused. She looked at the sky. The stars were beginning to peek out, one by one. And the moon was lifting itself into the sky like a glowing balloon. Luma said, tapping her tiny foot. "Then maybe we need to follow the wind." "The wind?" Bella asked. Luma smiled again. "The wind always carries lavender scent farther than you think. If we follow the breeze and keep our senses open, maybe it will help." So they did. As the wind whispered through the leaves, Luma stepped carefully and listened. Bella fluttered just above, catching faint traces of that familiar lavender scent. They passed glowing mushrooms that flickered like fireflies, a family of snails sleeping in a circle, and a pair of glowworms who lit up the tall grass like little stars. Then Bella paused mid-flight. She sniffed the air. "Wait," she whispered. "Do you smell that?" Luma stopped. Her antennae twitched. "I do," she said. "That's lavender." Bella's wings fluttered faster. "I think we're close. I think we're really close." They moved quicker now, hearts lifting with hope. As they rounded a bend near the edge of the garden, Bella suddenly gasped. There, rising gently in the moonlight, was a tall, soft lavender bush. Its purple blooms swayed gently in the night breeze, and right beside it was a smooth, familiar rock. "My home!" Bella cried, twirling in the air. "We found it!" She flew to the bush, landing softly on one of its velvety flowers. She twirled again, this time out of joy. Luma walked over, her eyes warm. "I'm so glad," she said, watching Bella's wings sparkle in the moonlight. "You were very brave." Bella floated down and landed beside her new friend. "I was scared," she admitted, "but you stayed with me. You helped me keep going." Luma tilted her head and smiled shyly. Even the smallest creatures can do great things. Sometimes, all it takes is a kind heart. Bella leaned close and gave Luma the gentlest little hug a butterfly could give. "Thank you, Ladybug." "You're welcome, Butterfly." And under the stars, with the lavender swaying and the garden quiet once more, the two friends sat side by side, small and safe in a big, peaceful world. Eventually, Bella's eyes grew heavy. The scent of her home surrounded her like a lullaby. She nestled into a petal. Luma curled up beside the rock, and together they drifted into a deep, gentle sleep, with dreams of red spots and soft wings, and the warmth of a friendship that found its way through the night. Are your eyes closing now, little one? Can you feel the quiet, cozy comfort of a good friend nearby? Just remember, no matter how small you are, you can always be brave, and there's always someone out there ready to help, if you just let them in. Good night, brave explorer. Sweet dreams.